So now we are going to discuss what is pain. Okay. So everyone share your thoughts. What is pain? Up to you. What is the definition of pain? What you know? Okay. I want response from each and every one of you. You can unmute yourself and tell, or you can type in the chat box. Okay. But everyone try to respond. Yeah. Tell.
Unpleasant sensation to a noxious.
Yeah, good. Okay, one answer, unpleasant sensation to noxious stimuli. Okay. Okay, Ayman told it is an unpleasant sensation. Aishwarya Murugan, unpleasant sensation. So, any unpleasant sensation, we can tell it as a pain?
Ma'am, it is also the body's way of telling you that something is wrong somewhere and it needs to be fixed.
Okay, so it is a warning signal. Up to you,
Correct.
it is a warning sign. Good.
Correct.
Okay. So, anyone? Anyone wants to share what is pain? So, everyone knows that the exact definition in a book and all we know. It is an unpleasant sensation, emotional experience which give response to tissue damage. So, whenever we are having pain on that time, it indicates the tissue damage. Agrees everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I'll just share one video. Just watch that, everyone. Okay. So everyone may have seen this movie or may not seen this movie, but in this video, someone is dead. So he is feeling sad. Okay. So his lover dead. So he is feeling that. Okay. This is one person death or love failure. On that time also, we are getting pain. Okay. Love failure also, it is one type of pain. If we lost someone, on that time also we experience pain. So on that time, where is the tissue damage? What kind of tissue is damaging there? Why we are experiencing pain?
It's not a kind of issue. It's a emotional response where the brain, we have centers in the brain which is responsible for all the
Okay.
emotions. So when we see that we sense ourselves, it's a very bad sick situation. So the sensation, that is we call it as a pain.
So you are telling that some psychological thing that is causing some unpleasant sensation. Okay. So there is no need for tissue damage. Agrees everyone? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Now, just see this video. I'll again play this. So here, where is the psychological thing? Is that baby experience any psychological sadness or anything? But everyone knows that there is no tissue damage. The baby's head is not hitting at the door. There is no psychological thing also.
It is very perceptive. It's the baby's perception that it got hit, because of which it thinks it's in pain and it's crying.
Yeah, exactly. So the baby thinks that we experienced some pain. Okay, so the baby perceives that as a pain. So the exact definition is what I perceive as a pain, that is pain for me. There is no proper definition for pain. Tissue damage, psychological thing, that is not, no proper definition is there. The definition is whatever you perceived as a pain, that is pain. Okay, so I'll tell more examples so you'll hear, you'll get understand. See, someone feels that some mosquito bite itself, someone feels it was very much painful. Okay, but in construction works and all, if someone hit by any rod or some brick is falling, but some people will just scrub that and they'll go with the flow. They won't bother about it. But the same brick, same force, in the same amount of force, if it is hit on me, means definitely I will feel pain. But if it is hit to any other person, some other person may not experience pain. So then what is pain here? Both experience the same brick hit, same amount of force, same intensity, but I feel more pain, but another person won't feel much pain. Okay, so here we have to understand one thing. If I am a single child, consider this, if I am a single child, so my parents always protected me. If I say I want a dress which costs 50,000, means they'll brought that to me for my happiness. Okay, so they didn't hit me for anything, they won't scold me, so I was completely in the comfort zone. Means if I face any rejection, any failures, or any pain, actual tissue damage pain also, I couldn't able to tolerate that, because my life journey is not like that. In my life journey, I didn't experience any pain. I was in much comfort zone. So my pain tolerance will be very less. But someone's pain tolerance, their past life experience or present life experience, everything will be different. So the pain tolerance will be high for some other people. Okay, so the pain will be perceived according to their pain tolerance. Okay, everyone will have different pain tolerance. So we have to understood that. So clear, right, everyone? Am I confusing you?
No, ma'am. I am able to tolerate with my
Yeah.
mother before.
See, I'll show another video so you'll get understood this concept.
Fucking furry.
So can you see in this video, it's just a cloth-like structure. Okay, so it won't cause any tissue damage. It is not a noxious stimuli. It is just simple cloth, but that person thinks that some danger is there inside that. If I touch, it will hurt my body. That person is thinking like that. So even though it is not producing any noxious stimuli, but when the person touched that, he experienced the pain. Because the brain is thinking like that. Can you see here, if their brain believes that our body is in danger, it will become overprotective to save things. So if I think I am in the danger, so automatically I will protect myself. So everything I perceived as a pain only. So in this video, you can clearly understood that. Just he is touching one cloth, but he perceived it as a pain because his brain believes that he is in danger situation. Okay, clear? So whenever the person comes to you for the treatment of pain, we have to assess the patient's pain. We'll ask aggravating factor, relieving factor, the intensity, 0 to 10, how you rate that pain. It is not like that. Okay, this is one of the assessment, but we have to understood the patient perspective of pain. So how the patient perceiving that pain? What is the definition of pain according to that patient? Okay, so it's the patient is a highly confident person, or he is having high fear. If the patient is having high fear means whatever the exercise we give, but he experienced because of the fear, he will feel more pain. If the person is highly confident, if we give exercise or any treatment, he will heals quickly. He will comes to pain-free zone quickly. Okay, so we have to assess the patient's mindset of pain. What the patient thinks about pain, that we have to assess. Okay, clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So, but in the nervous system, we are having, we'll come to this physiology part. Okay, in the definitely, if you are having some actual tissue damage means how the impulse is transmitting to the brain. That we have to know, everyone have to know. Okay, so that is, we call it as a physiology of pain or pain pathway. Okay, so here some tissue damage. So the impulse is going to the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, it reaches the this part, brainstem, medulla, pons, midbrain, and it goes to cortex, brain, cerebellum, sorry, cerebrum. Okay. See, here we are having some tissue damage. On that time, the cells which is present in here, that will be damaged. So this and the painful receptors, nociceptors will get activated. Okay. But here you have to understand one thing. If this sharp object is touching means, first it will touch, then only it will pierce. So whenever it touch, the touch receptors also will get activated and it will give some pressure. So pressure receptors also will get activated and it will go pierce. It means on that time pain receptors will get activated. So three types of sensation in this situation. There are three kind of receptors will get activated. Okay. So this receptor produce some signals to the nerves, sensory nerves. This nerves will reach the spinal cord. Okay. So if this we called it as a first order neuron. First it reaches the spinal cord. From here, okay, from here, this is hitting that skin. It pierces the skin. So now it is a painful sensation. Anyhow, it pierces, so it is a painful sensation. Pain sensation is carried by this tract, spinothalamic tract. Okay, we have many tract in the spinal cord. So we have seen ascending and descending tract. In that pain carrying tract is spinothalamic tract. So in the first order, this first order neurons stimulated this spinothalamic tract. This tract will start from the spinal cord and ends the thalamus. Okay, that's why it's called spinothalamic tract. So this tract carries the painful impulse and it will reach the thalamus part. Okay, so if it is reached here, that we called it as a second order neuron. Okay, so second time the nerve is reaching some place. Okay, so second order neuron. From here, it will reach as the sensory cortex, sensory area. So in the functional areas of brain, we have seen the parietal lobe is responsible for sensation. Okay, so this is frontal lobe. Frontal lobe responsible for motor activities, movement. This parietal is responsible for sensation. So from the thalamus, it will reach as the sensory area, that is the parietal area. So the brain understood this is the brain receives, okay, it is a painful sensation. Okay, the brain will perceive that as a pain. Okay, this is, we called it as a ascending pathway of brain. Okay, so here you have to see some substance is releasing here between the first order neuron and second order neuron, that is substance P. Okay, so I have already told you, when if this sharp object is hitting, first it has to touch our skin and it has to go deeper. So pressure, it is some pressure. Pressure receptors also will get activated and it is going beyond, it will pierce. So on that time, pain receptors will get activated. So touch, pressure and pain. Both three will be get activated, but we experience this as a only pain. We are not experiencing this as a touch sensation, pressure sensation and all. Spinothalamic tract is only getting activated. Why? Why only this tract is getting activated? If any hot object is hitting you, okay, so on that time touch sensation will get activated, pressure will be activated, the hot sensation, the temperature receptors also will get activated, and the pain receptors also activated. But if some hot object is hitting us, after the hitting we experienced as a pain only. Why we are not experiencing other sensations?
So maybe intensity. The intensity of touch and pressure is less when compared to the pain.
Yeah, good, excellent answer. We are having one theory called intensive theory. Okay, so each and every receptors has some values. Okay, so up to this values, if any stimuli occurs, that receptors will get activated. So beyond that value, if the stimuli is applied, whatever may be the stimuli, but it will stimulate the pain sensation only. If the touches, if I touch, but this touching is very high intensive touch means I experience this as a pain. Because even though touch receptors get activated, but the intensity of this touch is very high. So if the normal value of touch is going beyond that, the pain will be, pain receptors will get activated. So whatever may be the stimuli, but it's beyond the limit means every sensation will be carried as a pain only. Okay, so that is why here the substance P is releasing. Okay, in this nerve, definitely this nerve carries touch sensation, pressure sensation, pain sensation. But the pain is predominating because the touch and pressure is going, it's beyond on its limit. So the pain sensation is predominant. That is why this first order neuron releases substance P. If this substance P released means the spinothalamic tract will get activated. If there is no release of substance P means the spinothalamic tract won't get activated. So some other tract which is carries touch sensation, pressure sensation, that tract will be get activated. Okay, if the substance P released means on that time only the spinothalamic tract will get activated. Okay, clear? Why the spinothalamic tract is getting activated means this is the reason, because of this substance P. If the intensity of this is very less means the substance P won't release, we won't experience the pain sensation. Okay, so this pathway we called it as a ascending pathway. If some have a ascending pathway means definitely there is one pathway called descending. Okay, so ascending pathway is responsible for carrying the pain sensation. The descending pathway is responsible for decreasing the pain sensation. Okay, whenever we experience the pain, our brain will automatically try to reduce the pain. You may notice that if someone is slapping you, on the few seconds only you experience pain. After some times you won't feel much pain. The pain will gone because of this descending pathway only. Okay, so after some time we feel no pain because this descending pathway will get activated. Okay, so we'll see how the descending pathway will works. Okay.
Then substance P and the P for the full form of comment.
No, pain substance. That's all. That is called as a substance P. Okay. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, descending pathway. We'll see descending pathway. It starts from the midbrain. Okay. So it is not from the cortex. It starts from the midbrain area. So from the midbrain, some neuron is coming, some nerves is coming. So this will bind to the spinal cord. So it will bind to the starting point of this second order neuron. Can you hear? So this area it will reach us. So it will release serotonin and noradrenaline. Okay. So it is also neurotransmitter. For example, if the nerves release some acetylcholine, right, as a neurotransmitter, like the same way, this nerves will release the serotonin and noradrenaline. Okay. So serotonin and noradrenaline, these two neurotransmitters will be released this part. Okay. The part exactly where the substance P is getting released. On here, it will released. Sorry. So in this part, it will be released. So here, the substance P will be reduced. If the serotonin or noradrenaline releases means it will inhibit the substance P release. Okay. So if the serotonin and noradrenaline comes, the substance P release will be stopped. So we won't experience much pain because of the substance P only the spinothalamic tract will get activated. If the substance P is not getting released means the spinothalamic tract also won't get activated. So we won't experience much pain. Okay. So this is how our body or brain naturally reduces our pain. So whatever pain, musculoskeletal also, or any tissue damage also, whatever pain we experience, on that time the brain will activate the descending pathway. It will release the serotonin and noradrenaline to reduce that pain. Okay. Clear everyone? This is a normal pain pathway. This is how the pain will be perceived by the brain, and this is because of this descending pathway only the pain got subside. Okay. So in the spinal cord, this serotonin and noradrenaline action is taking place. This is what we called it as a gate control theory. Okay. So this brain is putting some gate for to pass the pain sensation. Okay. So the gate will be closed now because of the formation of serotonin and noradrenaline. Okay. So this is the mechanism of pain pathway. So whenever we are having back pain, knee pain, on that time also from the knee region, the same pathway will be goes and the same descending pathway will be comes like this. Okay. So if you are having some ascending pathway for getting pain. Okay. So if we do some exercise for relieving pain. Okay. So if you are doing some exercise for relieving pain, do you think that exercise will decreases the pain?
So, for example, as you said, if you have a knee pain, again, you have the same track working with the pain, right, Lemon?
Yes.
So, you drain your muscle and all your mm, things to reduce pain. So, again, if the substance piece goes down because of the serotonin noradrenaline release, so the patient might feel pain will be less. So, she might come to a conclusion that exercise will decrease pain. So, again, we have all the role of receptors and tracks in and around.
Okay. See, there are many reasons how the exercise decreases the pain. Okay. So exercise, or if whenever we are doing any exercise will release the serotonin and noradrenaline in our body. Okay, whatever, if you're having knee pain, but if you are doing any exercise for arms also, whenever we are doing any physical activity or exercise, on that time the serotonin and noradrenaline will be released. Okay. So in the previous slide, we have seen the serotonin noradrenaline helps for descending pathway of the pain. So somehow the exercise will reduce the pain. Okay. And another hand, I will believe that if I am patient, I am coming to any physiotherapist or fitness trainer, I believe that he will reduce that pain. This person reduces the pain. I completely believe that person. So whatever he told, whatever he asking me to do, I believe that this will reduce the pain. Okay. So if I believe in the previous videos and all we have seen, there is no noxious stimuli, but if I touch, I experience the pain because my brain believes this will cause pain. Like the same way, if I believes this exercise will reduce the pain, definitely it will reduce the pain. Okay. Because pain is actually a perception. So if I think definitely this person, if I believe one person and that person is giving any exercise or any treatment, I will believe him. So this will reduce the pain. Okay, that is one reason. And I believe exercise. Okay, this exercise definitely going to reduce my knee pain, reduce my back pain. I believe that. So that belief will reduce the pain. Okay, and another thing, definitely biomechanically, the exercise will reduce the pain. If the reason for getting pain is any muscle weakness, glute muscle weakness, that is why I am having hip pain. If you strengthen the glute, the pain will be decreased. Okay, so if you treat the cause exactly, on that time also pain will be decreased. Or generally, if you are giving exercise, I believe 1%, if my brain thinks my pain got reduced, means whatever I do, my pain will be decreased. Here, see, he is voluntarily hitting the glass. Okay, here they are doing some tattooing. So this also needle prick pain. If someone is simply come and prick needle, definitely we will feel pain. But here we are enjoying that tattooing, even though it causes pain. But here, because of this aggressive behavior, he is voluntarily hitting the glass. Definitely it will also damage the tissues. But here we won't feel much pain, because our brain is well prepared for that. He knows if I hit, I will get pain. He knows. His brain is well prepared. He voluntarily hit this. Because of this well preparation, he won't feel much pain. Like the same way in the tattooing also. I love tattooing, or I'm doing tattooing for some other person, to surprise some person. So I will tolerate that pain. So before going into tattooing, I will prepare my brain. Okay, it will cause some pain, but we have to tolerate. If I things like that, even though it is hurting a lot, but I can able to manage that. Like the same way, patient education is very important in treating the pain. If you're treating any painful condition, we have to educate the patient. If you educate, definitely it is take some time. It will, if you're doing some exercise, first in a few days, it will increase the pain. Then only it will subside. So you no need to worry about that. If you tells like that, even though patient is experiencing more pain, they won't bother about it. They will believe you. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Okay? So, pain is not like any tissue damage, unpleasant sensation and all. Just understood what you experience as a pain, it is pain. Okay?